Stop wasting time scrolling through endless clickbait, social media, and emails trying to keep up with the news. Instead, listen to all the news you need in just 10 minutes.
Welcome to The Newsworthy.
The Newsworthy podcast makes it faster, easier, and more enjoyable to get unbiased news on the go.
It helps us navigate the news without feeling overwhelmed.
Even when my time is limited.
So much detail and information in 10 minutes.
Listen now by searching The Newsworthy in your podcast app or go to thenewsworthy.com.
This is Dr. Laurie Santos from the Happiness Lab, and this message is brought to you by Simple Mills. Simple Mills packs nutrient-dense ingredients into snacks that taste amazing, like their cheesy, light, and airy Pop-Ums, or their 5 different delicious flavors of almond flour crackers, lifting you up, never weighing you down, so you can keep shining through the day. You could say Simple Mills is the feeling of the sun in a snack. Find Simple Mills at your grocery store. This is Dr. Laurie Santos from the Happiness Lab. This weekend, I'm having friends over for a dinner party, and I'll be serving my famous white bean escarole chicken sausage. And of course, I'll be using Dietz & Watson Italian chicken sausage. Their sausage is always perfect for guests because it has no nitrates added, it's gluten-free, and it's just delicious. Visit DietzandWatson.com/therightway to learn more about the Dietz difference.
Hello to everybody who thinks that they're a waterbender, but deep down knows that they might actually be a firebender. I'd like to think I'm maybe an earthbender. Who knows? It's Beautiful Anonymous. 1 hour, one phone call, no names, no holds barred.
I'd rather go one-on-one. I think it'll be more fun, and I'll get to know you, and you'll get to know me.
Hi, everybody. I know not everybody loves an intro. This one, if you skip it, man, this episode's pretty weird without context, but I think it's about 3 or 4 minutes. You skip right ahead there, you get to the beginning of the phone calls. Hi, everybody. Chris Gethard here. Welcome to a very different episode of Beautiful Anonymous. We're just going to go ahead and get this one out of the way. It was my birthday on Saturday, May 23rd. I'm not really a big birthday guy. Also want to say happy birthday to former caller of the show, Parade Girl, who briefly dominated the show. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you don't know what this show usually is, we have 1 hour long phone calls. People call in. It can be about whatever they want. They stay anonymous. Sometimes they are light. Oftentimes they're intense. We get slices of life, hear about different people's jobs and life circumstances and things they've lived through. Sometimes it gets really dark. I'm super proud of the show. If you're new here, welcome. This episode is not a usual episode of the show. We're doing something very different for my birthday. It's a little bit of a meta joke. It's also something that I just wanted to do and get out of the way. People have been hearing me on the show talk about how recently my son was watching Avatar: The Last Airbender, the Nickelodeon cartoon from 2005, and he loved it, and I started watching it with him, and I loved it, and we've been doing a thing on the show where there was one episode where we wound up talking with a caller for Avatar: The Last Airbender for way too long, and I got very nerdy, and then I've been threatening to do an Avatar reshape of the podcast. I threatened to make it an Avatar fan cast. And then I've been joking, and in our content that lives beyond the paywall, where people ask 5 questions, I've been asking them 4 weeks now, the bonus 6th question, which is, do you have any opinions on Avatar: The Last Airbender? So we're going to close the loop on the bit. For my birthday, I said, you know what, I'm going to give myself an episode where I just talk with people about Avatar: The Last Airbender. So we put it out there that people could call and just talk for a few minutes about Avatar: The Last Airbender. We didn't do an hour-long call. We did, I believe, 5 minutes, we said. I think it was 5, 3, something like that. But people called in. I know this is one for me, right? This is like the filmmaker thing. You do 2 for them and 1 for you. This is one that is for me. It makes me giggle. But I also do have to say that I got very nerdy about this show. And I did enjoy the chance to talk about it. It was actually, I believe, Andrea's idea. Andrea was like, for your birthday, we should just get the Avatar episode out of the way. That can be your birthday present to yourself. Thank you for suggesting that birthday present. That was your birthday present to me, actually, Andrea, is how that turned out. So I know this one is different than what we usually do, but also I think you're going to hear the passion. You're going to hear people getting nerdy. I was actually very shocked at how often people talked about having a similar experience to mine where they were connected to this show because of the passion for it from someone else in their family or their friend group. How many people connect with their kids and their siblings over this show? It's a really beautiful show. And I also will say, I think this is probably going to mark the end of our time talking about Avatar: The Last Airbender here on Beautiful Anonymous. It's been a funny couple months where I've kept flirting with this idea, but for my birthday, we're now going to put the bit to rest by having a very thorough community discussion about a cartoon I really love. Okay, enjoy it, everybody. Hi, everybody. Welcome to a really special and perhaps ill-advised episode of Beautiful Anonymous. This is a show I've been doing for 10 years. I talk with people on the phone anonymously. Over the years, we've done a few, famously our New Year's Eve specials. People get 2 minutes per call. We did, I think, a Valentine's Day special that followed this format. And there's been a running gag on the show lately, which is that my son got very, very into the 2005 Nickelodeon cartoon called Avatar: The Last Airbender. And that both my wife and I, when we would go to tell him to turn it off, instead would sit and watch episodes with him. This led to our family having a family rewatch of the 3 seasons of this really brilliant show. Very quickly into it, I said, it's a cartoon. It's on Nickelodeon. Doesn't matter. This is one of the most well-written shows of all time. I kind of lumped it in. There was a stretch when I was in my 20s where all of a sudden cartoons that were either Japanese or kind of mimicking Japanese style animation, anime, if you will, had become popular. So Dragon Ball Z, Pokemon, Avatar, I kind of lumped them all in together. And I have respect for those shows, but I don't know nearly as much about them. But when I realized that Avatar takes everything that I do like about anime style Japanese storytelling and animation, takes many elements of that, but also merges it with a world where we grew up with Star Wars, grew up with Lord of the Rings, grew up with this idea of these characters that go on quests of young people who are more layered than they appear at first blush. Started watching it from that perspective, and I said, wow, the characters in this show are incredible. I love this show. I talked about it a lot on an episode of Beautiful Anonymous. Some people found it quite charming. Some people really hated it. It has become a running bit that I ask people if they have opinions on it. And not to throw anybody under the bus, but I believe it was Andrea, our producer, who said, maybe for your birthday, you should just get this Avatar episode out of the way. So we're doing an experiment today. Callers, you get 5 minutes to talk to me about Avatar: The Last Airbender. I think there's going to be a tidal wave of callers trying to get on. Andrea says it will also be funny if no one calls, at which point I will be a man who, for my 46th, let's be clear, 46th birthday, I want to talk about a 20-year-old Nickelodeon cartoon. That's my gift to myself. It will be very funny if no one calls. Also, for anybody who's watching the video on this, I am wearing sunglasses in it. Part of this is because it's really hot and sunny today, so I wore contacts so I could wear sunglasses. I think I look better on video with any type of glasses, but also Andrea and I both think I look funny wearing these sunglasses. So I'm wearing them on camera for our very lighthearted Avatar: The Last Airbender themed episode. With all of those caveats out of the way, we're going to go for about an hour. If you're on the line, that means you can hear each other this time. If you can hear me, stay on the line. We're going to try to get as many 5-minute long calls about the 2005 Nickelodeon classic Avatar: The Last Airbender. We're going to start patching them through. Andrea, whenever you want, let's start sending people in. I will run the clock on my end. Hi, welcome to the Beautiful Anonymous
Tunnels.
Hi, how are you?
Hey, Geth, how are you doing?
I'm good. You stopped me in my tracks. Your clock is running. What would you like to say about Avatar: The Last Airbender? Are you a fan?
Yeah, so I love Avatar: The Last Airbender. I was so excited when I heard the episode where you talked about it, because I had just gone to one of those rug tufting places where you can like make your own rugs, and I made one of Aang and Appa. I've always loved like any sort of relationship of like a kiddo with their pet that kind of has the mannerisms of a dog, but is not actually a dog. If that makes sense.
Great character genre. Dogs that aren't quite dogs. This also goes for the dragon in Atreyu. How am I blanking? The Neverending Story.
How to Train Your Dragon?
How to Train Your Dragon. A whole genre, a whole franchise. Obviously, I don't want to
Yes.
get weird in a way that seems kind of weirdly speciesist. Chewbacca might even fit into this. Chewbacca might fit.
Yeah.
There's some dog-human hybrid overtones to Chewbacca. So you, as a genre of character, you really find appeal with characters that are clearly meant to serve the function that dogs serve to humans, but they're not dogs. They're something different.
Yeah. Exactly. Absolutely.
Amazing
and
first call for this episode.
Yeah. So when Avatar first came out, I think I was in middle school, and I had lost my dog a few years before that. So I think that kind of solidified that for me. And then I also have a younger brother, and Avatar was one of the first shows we really bonded over, because I feel like it kind of bridged that age gap between us, where he was still in elementary school, but I was in middle school. So I think it was, formative of our relationship as siblings, and now it's still something we bond over. So it's been very important in my life.
Now, as somebody, Appa, for anybody listening who's not an Avatar fan, is the dog-like character who is my favorite character on the show. I have to imagine that if Appa's your favorite character, perhaps your favorite episodes are Appa's last days.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Is there anything more satisfying when that fucking guy comes flying back into frame with the sun directly behind him? Have you ever been more satisfied by a piece of entertainment than that?
It brings tears to my eyes.
Every time.
I love it so much.
Cal still makes fun of me.
time.
My son makes fun of me because he says, "Daddy, you jumped off the couch and started screaming." And I did. I jumped off the couch and started screaming, a primal, visceral scream, because Appa found his way back to home. Home, of course, in a world where characters have no home because of displacement. Home is when they are together. Appa and Aang. That is home.
Exactly. So I think, that's just the theme of home is so important in the show. And I think, discovering that as a kid, but then being able to still appreciate it as an adult. That's why, my brother always says this is the best TV show of all time, regardless of genre, cartoon, animation, whatever. Just
it's right
best
up
TV
there.
show of all time. And
it is right up there. It's right at the top with the best that's ever appeared on TV. 100%. So how old were you? You saw it as a kid, then rewatched it with your brother. How old were you when you first found it?
I think I was in 5th or 6th grade.
How do you feel about me having
2005?
been 45 years old when I first discovered Avatar?
But I think that goes to show how it bridges age, generation, anything. I think anyone can connect with it.
Indeed.
Yeah.
We've got 1 minute left. Your closing thoughts on the 2005 Nickelodeon classic, Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah, I think for anyone who has not watched it, it's worth the hype, and you absolutely should. And because I also haven't seen The Legends of Korra, or I think they did a live action as well. Wasn't interested. I have the original in my heart, and that's where it will
I've heard
stay
bad
forever.
things. But they also just announced another sequel show post Korra. So I got to catch up on Korra. 'Cause I hear Korra is weirdly underrated at this point in history.
Okay.
People are like, it's not as good as Avatar, but then I've heard that that's kind of become the short end. And I've heard from other people that are like, it's still pretty good.
Right. So I'll have to watch it at some point. But definitely, if anyone has not seen Avatar, you must.
Thank you so much for 5 minutes of connecting with me about Avatar: The Last Airbender. It's really a great birthday for me. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Andrea, that was a brutal hang up on an Appa fan. This is real Fire Lord behavior, Andrea. Hello, welcome to the Avatar: The Last Airbender Beautiful Anonymous special episode. You have 5 minutes. What would you like to say about the 2005 Nickelodeon classic Avatar: The Last Airbender?
Oh my God, is it me?
Yeah, it's you.
Oh my God, happy birthday, Chris. How are you?
Thank you so much. I'm feeling really good now that I'm talking with other grown-ups about Avatar.
Okay, oh my God, I didn't know that I would be on. I heard a beeping noise with the last caller, and I was just like, oh my God, but I don't want to spend my 5 minutes talking about the beeping noise.
Fair.
Anyway, the last caller took my dialogue. I also bonded with my sibling over Avatar: The Last Airbender during COVID. And we have an 8-year age gap, and I was just listening to her saying all this, and I'm like, she stole my hook. That was my whole hook. But
No, it's
okay.
Listen, though, because I bonded with my son over it. We're hearing multiple people bond with their siblings over it. And I don't think this is a coincidence. I have a feeling that this is a show that is honestly going to be rediscovered by many generations to come. Here's one thing I've been thinking lately. I think part of why modern kids don't give a shit about Star Wars as much as they used to is because in all the ways that Star Wars has lost sight with what was special about it originally, Avatar is giving kids those moral lessons, those layered characters, that idea that kids and the choices they make matter. I think it's going to matter as much to kids moving forward as Star Wars meant to us and the generation surrounding mine.
Yeah, absolutely. I have to admit, I am like 20 years younger than you.
Okay.
So I'm not a part of the Star Wars generation, and I actually don't love Star Wars, but I really love Avatar, and it came out like when I was a kid, and I remember watching it on TV, and then we all got stuck in the same house during COVID, and my sister was like, hey, do you want to watch the show with me? And at first I was like, ew, no, like, you're a child. And then I went back and I was like, wait, no, this is a great time. Like, this is amazing. And we ended up really enjoying it. Yeah. And then I did hear you talking about Legend of Korra, which is incredible. And I know that's a hot take, but I personally love it as, you know, like a woman who's always looking after other women as role models. And it's very good. Highly recommend it.
Talk to me about this, though, about kids' adventure-based entertainment where characters are badasses, and you can argue that the women and girls are the biggest badasses and have their shit together the most. That's got to feel good.
Oh, my God. Absolutely. Absolutely. Like, I saw someone else on your Facebook post talking about how they're going to get on here and talk about Katara.
Can't wait.
I freaking love Katara and Toph's characters. Like, incredible representation that we needed as children.
I'm about to say, I say hyperbolic stuff too often, but Toph, honestly, I'd put Toph up there with the biggest badasses of entertainment across the board. Toph is unbeatable.
God, she's incredible.
Toph's the best and has a disability. Are you kidding me? Representation for kids and also a 45-year-old man having a midlife crisis can be like, yo, she's badass like Han Solo. She's badass like the Punisher, like Wolverine level badass. Yeah. And she's a small blind girl. This is the best.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also,
and she
is the
has
show
like, grown men shaking in their boots, like when she
grown
shows
men
up.
fleeing in terror because Toph is on the goddamn scene.
Yeah, I can't remember the exact episode, but I remember watching the one where they like blast into the Earth Kingdom back with like Appa, like in season 2, and it's like one of the best fight scenes I've ever seen, like on television
it's
ever.
Incredible.
And like half of it is just, it's just Toph. It's just Toph like carrying the whole team.
Have you ever seen a show that was? Have you ever seen a show that was already as good as Avatar was, then introduce a character as good as Toph halfway through?
No,
that doesn't happen.
They're usually horrible. Yeah. By the time they're adding new characters, you're like, the show's going off the rails. I don't want to do this anymore. But no, incredible. Oh, also, what's your favorite episode before I get kicked off the phone?
I mean, the aforementioned, I can't lie. I mean, when the Appa's return at the end of the Appa's Lost Days stretch is really special to me. There's also that episode that I came to find out a lot of people regard it as the only bad one, which is the one that's about like the environmental,
the Great Divide or whatever.
The village that's suffering like environmental threats, and Katara, like they get in a big fight because Katara is like, I don't fucking leave people. I'm not going to see people in need and keep moving. We stop. We deal with it.
Yeah.
And it has like that fake ghost character. A lot of people dislike that one. I really like that one.
Wait,
obviously,
I like
the
that
Ba Sing
episode.
Se. Yeah, that's a very divisive one. The Ba Sing Se stuff is incredible. You see these little kids on a quest land in this city under siege. Anyway, your time is up, and Andrea's being ruthless. Thanks for talking to me.
Oh, no. Okay.
Andrea, you're being so harsh. Honestly, you're acting like Zuko before he turned. And I know you know what that means.
Hello?
Hi, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you. We've talked about Avatar before. I was really excited to hear you were doing this episode.
Wait, are you the one who set this whole thing off? Are you the caller who we had?
Yeah, it was my bad.
I loved it.
Sorry.
How did you like the reaction? Some people loved it. There were some haters. How did you feel about that?
I saw on Facebook that somebody thought that you were actually turning it into an Avatar thing.
Yes.
I thought it was funny. I mean, like we had discussed, I've seen stuff get weird on the internet before, so it didn't faze me.
I did have to jump in the Facebook group and say, there were some people going, I didn't sign up for an Avatar-themed show. I signed up for Beautiful Animals. And I had to make clear to them, I am exaggerating. I don't actually have an intent to turn this podcast with a 10-year legacy into a cartoon-focused fan cast.
Yeah.
I promise.
Yeah.
But anyway, thank you so much for making me feel okay about talking so much about Avatar. How does it feel to hear that there's so many other adult fans of Beautiful Anonymous that are fans of this show we mutually love?
I'm not surprised at all, honestly. I see the Venn diagram, you know, like there's got to be overlap, right? Like nerdy, empathetic adults, we exist.
Yep.
I wanted to ask you, though, it was
yes.
one thing that, you know, we didn't really get a chance to talk to you because you hadn't finished the series when last time we talked. I wanted to ask you, did you think the ending with Katara and Aang, did you like it? Or would you prefer that she had ended up with Zuko or with nobody? Or what did you think?
I mean, my main gut instinct is, who am I to question any of the writing choices on Avatar: The Last Airbender? Those writers earned the right to have my trust. I don't know. I mean, they were doing a bit of a will they, won't they the whole time, right? We saw it indicate that, in fact, they would. I believe Legend of Korra deals with this, right? I haven't watched it yet. I have no problem with it. But as you and I discussed, I believe briefly touched on, one thing that I mean, there is some element of it that's like, oh, the happy ending, these kids who were tough and refugees, maybe it's a little too cut and dry to have it be this happy ending, but which I believe it was, right? It was pretty cut and dry, like, dude, they're going to get together. But on one level, I also feel like you and I touched on the idea that in some ways, Katara is actually the main character of the show, even more than Aang. So in some ways, it did feel to me like it was.
How I feel about it.
Yeah, tell me.
No, go ahead. No. Okay,
No,
so
go.
I was just thinking, like, I do think that Katara is one of the main, like, a very important part, and I think it's easy to argue that she is one of the main characters. But, like, I don't like her ending up with anybody because by the end of the show, she's, 12, 13 years old? And, like, I like having a happy ending and everything, but I think a happier ending and a more inspiring ending from my perspective would have been, like, they loved each other and then they had to go their separate ways, you know? Like, that's me. And then I also think that the people that think she should have ended up with Zuko, I don't know about all that. Maybe you'll get a caller later today who will defend that position. But
well, listen, there's so much to be said about Zuko, but I am with you that the immediate jump towards adult choices in life surrounding love and romance versus there's something to be said for maybe at the end of a journey like this where these kids didn't get to be kids, and some of the moments that really, really shine, like, you know, a lot of Sokka needing to grow up in a way that's annoying, but where you go, but he's a kid. Or the original, I believe, when they first started, you know, kind of having Katara show Aang waterbending, and a lot of it was like playful in the water, being driven by kids playing games. Maybe they could have let those kids be kids a little bit more before we saw it indicate that now they're headed towards these adult life choices together. I get that.
Yeah.
But
also,
that's nitpicky.
what you just said about Sokka.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nitpicky, absolutely, but it's fun to discuss those kinds of things. And I also think it's telling about people and who they are, at like what things they would change about a show if they were in control. You know what I mean?
I mean, but this tree is it's like a bonsai tree, and I'm not just saying that because of Japanese animation connections, but like the level of care and thought put into every small choice on this show really, really shows. So I respect those writers.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. No, I don't think that anybody should have the power to change anything. I like the hypotheticals, you know,
Indeed.
Like what would happen if.
Indeed.
But maybe that's just my love of fan fiction coming in.
I hear you. You got 9 seconds left, and Andrea is on this button.
I just want to say sorry, Andrea. Okay, bye.
Thank you so much for the call and for talking with me on my birthday episode about my recent obsession, Avatar: The Last Airbender. Hello, welcome to the show. We're going to pause, because at some point you have to, and it shall be now. One of the things that's so wild about life right now is that we work and then we wait around and then we get paid. And that's the deal we've all accepted. That's wild. That adds stress to our lives. Everything else in life now you can get instantly. You can have things delivered to your door within hours from anywhere in the world, and yet you have to wait for your own paycheck. Earnin has been changing that for over a decade. Up to $150 a day of money you've already earned, up to $1,000 between paychecks. Tips are optional. Standard transfers take 1 to 2 business days with no mandatory fees. Expedited transfers start at $3.99 and cap at $5.99. 5 million people have already made the switch. At this point, the old way is starting to look like the weird option. It's we all know that feeling that you're sitting there counting the days going, when does the paycheck actually come in? When can I actually commit to stuff? I know there's been stuff where it's like people are waiting to get paid by me, and then I have to have that conversation with them and go, I promise you that I'm good for it, but I'm just waiting for things to come in and this and that and blah, blah, blah. And it's just all rolling downhill through these systems in place that sort of exist to make us feel a little controlled and stressed out. It is not great. It's kind of absurd, man. Think about the instant access you have to everything everywhere right now. Information, products, services. Think of the number of sites you could go to right now if you needed anybody to fix anything in your house, or if you needed something delivered today, and yet you can't access your own paycheck. It's wild. It's wild. Download Earnin on the App Store or Google Play, spelled like earning money without the G. Type in beautiful under podcast when you sign up. It'll really help the show. Here's some mandatory disclaimers. Those are things that exist. Earnin is a financial technology company, not a bank. Access limits are based on your earnings and risk factors. Standard cash outs take 1 to 2 business days with no mandatory fees. Expedited transfers available for a fee. Tips are voluntary and don't affect the service. Available in select states. Terms and restrictions apply. Visit earnin.com for full details. I know I've been in a situation where you're really working hard on your mental health and it gets to that point where you need a psychiatrist, and then you start going through the insurance game, right? And you are told that it's going to take months to get an appointment, or that you can't find any psychiatrists in your area that are accepting patients. I need you to know you're not alone in that. Talkiatry makes it easy to see a licensed psychiatrist online who takes your insurance in just a few days. Talkiatry is a 100% online psychiatry practice that provides comprehensive evaluations, diagnoses, and ongoing medication management for conditions like ADHD, anxiety, depression, bipolar disorder, OCD, PTSD, insomnia, and more. Unlike therapy-only platforms, Talkiatry is psychiatry. You're seeing a medical provider who can diagnose mental health conditions and prescribe medication when it's appropriate. All 800 plus clinicians are in network with major insurers, so you can use your existing insurance instead of paying monthly subscriptions or out-of-network costs. You can meet with a licensed psychiatrist who takes the time to understand what's going on, builds a personalized treatment plan, and supports you over time with consistent evidence-based care. Getting started takes just a few minutes. Complete a short online assessment, get matched with clinicians who fit your needs, and schedule your first visit in days, not months. And because you continue with the same provider, you're not starting over each visit. Your treatment can evolve with you, so you're actually making progress over time. More than 300,000 patients have already found high-quality psychiatric care through Talkiatry. Head to talkiatry.com/beautiful to complete the short assessment and get matched with an in-network psychiatrist in just a few minutes. That's talkiatry.com/beautiful to get matched in minutes. I just looked it up, everybody, and this is so true. I'm so happy that Zenni Optical is here advertising on the show. My first order with Zenni Optical was in 2013. The glasses that I'm wearing on my face right now in 2026 are from Zenni Optical. I have been a customer for at least 13 years. I actually think my first orders were earlier than that, and either they don't track it back that far or I used a different email address. But I can tell you, I was able to look at my own account and see that in 2013, I ordered a pair of glasses and a pair of prescription sunglasses for the first time. And that was my very first order with Zenni Optical. And I've been a loyal customer since then, and I really love everything they do. Replacing your glasses can feel like a whole production, even in 2026. All the glasses wearers out there know we just learned to live with it. It's stressful. You schedule an appointment, you pay a fortune, and then you have to wait on top of it. Zenni Optical fixes all of that. Like I said, 13 years of being a loyal Zenni Optical customer right here. Anytime you saw me on my old TV show, I was wearing glasses from Zenni Optical. Anytime you see me in a video on the internet, I'm wearing Zenni Optical. I'm wearing Zenni Optical as we speak. Zenni is an online eyewear shop. Prescription glasses, sunglasses, blue light lenses, starting at under $30. You go to zenni.com. That's Zenni.com. Pick a frame, upload your prescription. They ship it to your door. No appointment. You don't have to go to a store. You're not going to get upsold at the counter. You're not going to feel that stress at that price point. $30, something kind of shifts. You stop asking yourself, like, do I really need new glasses? And you start asking, maybe I should just get them. Maybe I should get a couple pairs to wear with different types of outfits. Maybe I don't need to have the stress and the agony over one pair that has to last you for years because of the price point. You get the ones for work. You get the fun ones. Maybe get the sunglasses too. Under $30, you don't need to sit here and stress and justify it. This glasses experience, I knew by the time I was in 4th, 5th, 6th grade that it was more stressful than it had to be. And Zenni has solved that problem. Over 150,000 5-star reviews. And if you've never bought glasses online before, Zenni has a virtual try-on so you can see exactly how a frame looks on your face before you commit. I really love Zenni Optical. This is not a joke. They removed so much of the glasses anxiety from my life. I'm able to track back through my own account. 13 years minimum. I've been a loyal customer. The glasses on my face right now are from Zenni, and I don't know that I'm ever going to wear glasses from any place else for the rest of my life. If your glasses are overdue for a refresh, now is the time. Go to zenni.com/podcast and use code podcast15 for 15% off your first order. The styles sell out, so don't sit on it. It's zenni.com/podcast. Promo code is podcast15. Thanks to the advertisers that allow this show to exist. Now let's get back to the phone calls. Thank you so much for the call and for talking with me on my birthday episode about my recent obsession, Avatar: The Last Airbender. Hello, welcome to the show.
Hello, is it my turn?
Ladies love Avatar. It is your turn. Turns out we are finding out
Oh my God.
no dudes calling. Ladies love Avatar.
That's hilarious. So, oddly enough, I also have a similar thing as like the first two callers. I was also going to just start singing Secret Tunnel. And with me, I was also like 13 years old when the show first came out, and I watched it with my younger brother, who's 4 years younger than me. So we also bonded over that. And it's like you said, you watched it with your son. It's a great thing to watch with another person and to bond over. It's just like, it's so much fun. It's so cozy. It's also super punk.
Oh,
I know. A lot of my punk friends, I always tell them they should watch it.
If you really want to piss everybody off, start trying to blend punk and Avatar with me, because it will be, I will turn off the 5-minute clock and we will talk for 4 hours.
I like anyone, because like, you know, I would say I was, you know, a big punk and really into punk music growing up, and still kind of am. And anyone else I know who never watched the show and is into that kind of music, I tell them, like, if you're into that music and if you are into the general like themes and political affiliations that goes with that music, you need to watch this show.
Talk to me about in what ways you see punk rock within the heart of
Well,
Avatar.
you know, like with like in my, maybe there, I mean, I'm sure there are some punks that maybe would disagree. Who knows? But like when you see how much like the openness, the acceptance, the adventure, the sense of play within a sense of duty, you know, like duty to your fellow human, duty to do the right thing, be on the right side of whether it's history or like, let's say there's like some whatever political craziness is going on. Generally speaking, as punks, I would imagine, are on the right side.
Found families. The idea of found families. Yes, and we're looking after each other. We're looking after people who don't have voices, and we're trying to uplift their voice or give them space, and just like, family, and protecting one another and protecting things that do matter. And it's just, it all goes in, and it's also just absolutely hilarious. Like it's probably one of the funniest shows out there. The writing, the dialogue, the voice acting.
So
I love
good.
it. I love hearing
I
you
have a
gush.
question for you, though.
Yes.
I could gush forever. My question for you, though, is do you have any, I guess, like little like lines or anything from the show that stick with you or that like come out in your daily life at all? Like, what are
Not
they
in my
for you?
daily life, but one line that stuck with me. I want to get it right. Give me 1 second to Google it so I don't misquote it. But it was from the episode. There's that quote. She had it during that episode I said before. Oh, you want to talk about punk? When they are in that episode about the village and it's being, the water, they don't have good water. And Katara goes all activist, and some of the other ones are like, we got to move on. What are we doing here? And Katara turns around and without any, like, Katara, a character who sometimes maybe tries to accommodate or sometimes like hits a boiling point of frustration, but who just turns around, looks everybody else in the eye and says the words, I will never, ever turn my back on people who need me. I'm getting choked up thinking about it right now. Katara just saying that quote,
right there.
I will never, ever turn my back on people who need me. You sit here, you go, this is like, there is moral debate about what do you owe other humans? That goes back centuries, right? Like how much is our role as humans to take care of each other and to have a character who unambiguously goes, that is my starting point. That is my stopping point. There are certain things where I will not fucking compromise. And this idea that there's people who need me, you think I'm ever going to turn around and walk away? Fuck you. I feel like if the show allowed cursing, she straight up would have told the rest of them, fuck you. That line stands out so hard. And then so much of what Uncle Iroh says. Punk queen. Katara is... Can I say that Katara might be the Ian MacKay of the Avatar universe? The uncompromising
badass. You can, and you're not wrong. Yeah, you can, and you are absolutely not wrong. I definitely have, I don't know how much time we have left, but I definitely have like a chunk of like straight up, lines that I can like quote,
you have no 10 problem. Seconds. Andrea's telling me you have 10 seconds. Give me one quote. Give me one quote.
All right. The one that comes out for me is, it's a giant mushroom.
Andrea, that was so wrong. Andrea?
Happy birthday, Chris.
Andrea, you do not cut people off mid-quote. Hi, thank you for your happy birthday wishes. What would you like to say about Avatar? Nobody's talked about the Kyoshi Warriors yet.
Cactus Juice is the best to finish.
Who's that?
To finish her quote. I was going to say Cactus Juice is the best to finish her quote from Sokka in the library episode.
You're finishing the quote. Andrea can't defeat us.
No, she can't. Before? Avatar fans will live forever. No, we have not.
It's so good to speak to you.
Yeah. But I personally started watching Avatar when I was like 10 years old. I'm turning 30 this year. And it's something that I always put on in the background whenever I'm like having an off day.
Yeah.
And I just want to like talk about the world building and the themes of this show because it's just truly incredible what they were able to do for a kid's show.
Yeah, please do. The floor is yours. I'll stay out of the way.
Well, just like I don't even know where to start, but it's just truly incredible, like all the things that they're able to do and all the nuances throughout, like especially Zuko's story. He has one of the best character arcs in this entire show. Just the redemption for like what essentially started as a villain. It's just truly incredible, and also watching like Iroh, like mentor him and how he changes.
Oh my goodness! You want to learn about parenting? Watch Uncle Iroh deal with Zuko. And he realizes he can't
especially because
he can't just tell him. He has to let him learn it himself.
Son.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
When they reveal Uncle Iroh lost his son, and Zuko, you realize he's his second son, but he's got such a chip on his shoulder about his own dad that Iroh can't tell him what to do. He's got to watch him make so many mistakes that scare Iroh to his core. That's all parenting. You have to let kids make their own mistakes.
Yeah, it's so important. There's so much that happened in those Tales of Ba Sing Se episodes that were just like
incredible.
Little bits of world building, and especially things that come back, like the Dali being like, I don't know, you will have to read the books at some point, like the Kyoshi books, but like how she gets involved with creating the Dali and everything is just truly incredible.
You're telling me that the Kyoshi Warriors helped found the Dali?
Kyoshi herself.
And this is canon? Or
Kyoshi herself is a huge...
This is like an extended universe
yes,
thing? Or
these
this
books
is canon?
are incredible. This
Where
is
do
canon.
I find these? Where are these books? Because I've been reading some of the graphic novels with Cal. Are these graphic novels or actual books?
There's actual books. Actual books.
I'm fucked.
And there's 2 for each avatar so far. So there's Kyoshi, there's Yang Chen, and then there's also a series about Roku. And I've only gotten through the Kyoshi ones, but they're so incredible, and you like get to figure out how she becomes the avatar, and it's such an amazing story. You have to read them.
I will.
And also watch Korra. Please watch Korra.
I will.
I'm gonna
is it
give
true that
my
it was initially underrated and now, or initially blown out of proportion and now it's settling into place?
I'm probably the perfect demographic because I was like the right age for Korra when it came out. But it is such a good story for her age of like Avatar, especially like she learned that she was the Avatar really young and actually got to do like White Lotus training and like learn how to be a bender from everyone. And it's just such an incredible story, and she deals with such complex things, and the amount of things that Korra deals with in her time as the Avatar are insane. Like, every Avatar has stuff that they deal with, but for her specifically, it's insane all the things that she had to deal with.
Can't wait.
I will say, going into it, the one thing I have to note is that season 1 was greenlit, and then they, like, finally Nickelodeon let them air season 2, and then seasons 3 and 4 were greenlit at the same time. So there is kind of, if you are at least aware of that, you can give it its space to understand why it is the way that it is, because it does have some struggles because of how it was greenlit. So that's like my one note to everyone going into like don't hate on the story format, because Avatar was greenlit for the entire series was written at once, basically.
So you can feel the part where the writers were like, we don't know if we're getting canceled, so we're going to rush in some endings or some closure.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Hope they learned their
so,
lesson on that one.
If it ended after season 1, it's concluded. If it's ended after season 2, it's concluded, and seasons 3 and 4 kind of tie more together and have bigger themes.
So it cooks. Season 3 and 4 sound like they really cook.
They really, really do. So I just want to get you to watch Korra as soon as possible. It does have bigger adult themes in it though, so like maybe not something so much for Cal quite yet. It's still palatable to a younger audience. You're about to get cut off. Especially as an adult, you'll appreciate it. So happy birthday, Chris.
Thank you so much. Look at that. Ended the sentence before Andrea's cruel fist could slam down.
Hey Chris, how's it going?
You tell me, how are you?
I'm good. I also do identify as male, so that's completely fine.
You identify as male. I wasn't going to make assumptions. I put my foot in my mouth in the past, but to hear you say that you are officially, I love it, because you would think most people nerdy guys who like nerdy stuff, but thus far we've had a lot of nerdy girls. Talk to me about your feelings about Avatar: The Last Airbender.
First off, this is campaign staffer from episode 200 something, so very glad to chat again.
That was a while ago. So good to talk to you.
Exactly. World's gotten a little bit crazier, but the one thing that's consistent is Avatar is the biggest thing that's taught me that when I was a kid, when I first started watching in sixth grade, when it all came out, and it's just been with me ever since. It taught me empathy. I even told my fiance that, hey, this is the show that made me a feminist, so she needs to watch it with me too, and they since have, and they've also fallen in love. So it's that one. It's been a super consistent in every single way. I was an RA in undergrad, and the theme of the house that I set up with my RA partner was Avatar: The Last Airbender as well. So we had 4 different rooming areas. Each one was themed after a different kingdom. And
did people love it?
And one of my people loved it. It was it was right when it was starting to come back into the fold, and we'd every month we did little games based off of each of the little areas competing against each other, and it was just fun. I also got a blue mask tattoo on my calf as well. It's split in half with a bunch of roses in the middle, and if I would also recommend that if you are able to look it up, they've been doing last November. My friends and I were actually able to go to a live orchestra performance where they actually played a bunch of scenes from the show with a live orchestra playing all the music as well. I did not expect to. It was in San Diego, but it's now touring all over. If you literally just look up Jeremy Zuckerman Avatar live music performance, they're doing a bunch of performances all over to celebrate the 20th anniversary of the show. And I didn't expect to get as emotional as I did, but literally as the theme came on, I was just like weeping. And my fiance looked over and was like, "You okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm just happy."
I'm looking up the tour dates right now. It's in England in October. What about the States, baby? What about the States? Maybe they've already done the States. Looks like right now just UK.
They'll probably come back. But
anyway, I'll focus up. I love this. I love everything that you're telling me.
It's truly the best show, and I would also agree with the person that called earlier that Korra is completely different. The first season's a little rough, but halfway through the second season, they give a little flashback of how the first Avatar came to be. It's done in like a Samurai Jack kind of style, which is like a little more 2D, and it's really good. The third season's probably my absolute favorite, and the fourth season as well. It's just the PTSD that Korra goes through, and then also like a little bit of queer representation as well. It is a really fun show. It takes a minute to really like find its like footing, but once it does, season 3 and 4 truly one of the best. Henry Rollins is the voice of one of the villains, so you got the Black Flag representation right there. Yeah.
No, you're telling me Henry Rollins himself. Henry Rollins, who grew up with the aforementioned Ian MacKay in DC before becoming the lead singer of Black Flag. That's amazing. Also, I have read that while Avatar has some like queer illusions, that Korra starts to wear it more overtly on its sleeve.
It does it so clearly at the end, but I'm not going to spoil anything. But it's really great.
I love
also,
it so much.
J.K. Simmons is in it as Aang's son, so that's even cooler as well.
Can't wait to watch. Legend of Korra is officially on the list. Might start watching it tonight with Cal, even though a previous caller has said
highly
maybe
recommend
it's not for
and
him.
hope you have a great happy early birthday, and then hoping that the family's all doing well.
Thank you so much. Yeah, they're doing good. Thank you. And this is a heck of a birthday present, and I hope everybody's getting a kick out of it, even if you're not a fan of Avatar: The Last Airbender. But I'm telling you, I'm 45. I discovered it. I love it. You actually have 30 seconds left. I don't know if you want to seed them or if you want to say anything else about Avatar: The Last Airbender.
I will say that I know that you got a really awesome tattoo that Cal made, and I would highly recommend that he picks out your next tattoo as an Avatar tattoo.
Oh, my goodness. That's a great idea. That is a great idea. Because as a guy who's about to turn 46, I probably can't just go get an Avatar tattoo. But if it's a way to bond with my son, I probably could. And now I have to ask him.
It'd be the best.
Any characters you recommend or moments? The big turtle island, the lion turtle. Andrea. Okay. Next caller. Welcome to our Avatar: The Last Airbender birthday spectacular.
Chris, I was about to hang up. I was like, well, I don't feel as nerdy as the last guy. But this is the kite heiress from many moons ago.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. Happy birthday, Chris.
Thanks so much.
So I watched the show many, many moons ago, and it is a great show. I was just kind of looking up some facts while I was waiting on hold. Did you know that it's been an Emmy-winning show? It's won an Emmy, and for outstanding individual achievements in animation, which I thought was pretty interesting that you can put brag about that on your list.
Well deserved.
Like if anyone wants to be like this show is like for kids. Like it's won an Emmy. Please let's rewind. And then I thought, and Mae Whitman, which I was very surprised. I didn't realize she plays the voice of Katara. I was like, that's a really cool little fact too. I just like the era of this animation is very I think it's very lost. I was thinking about while I was because I haven't watched a lot of these shows in a long time, but like all these great animation shows that were really good in the late 90s, early 2000s, they're just not there anymore. And it kind of stinks because there's a lot of good animation shows that were there, and they're just
Well, we do have
Not there.
Bluey. Bluey is a little more contemporary. It's for little kids, but it's come up on the show before. Bluey is completely outstanding in the animation space. But yeah, you would think that there was an era where there was a ton of action adventure animation, and it does seem like it's not raising the bar from the past. But some of this is also, I think, the enshittification of the American entertainment industry as a whole, that everything's feeling a little more disposable, a little more farted out, a little bit less care put into it. I think it's showing up in animation in a lot of ways.
No, and I mean, they get out it's almost like a Bravo if you get more than 2 seasons out of any shows now, and in animation, bravo to any of the animators, because that takes a long time to get put out there. So, I think that a few callers ago said that, if there was green lit, I'm sure they put a lot of effort into it. I know it's not, sorry for all you guys who are listening to it, who are really big Avatar fans, but, BoJack Horseman, another great show that took a long time to put any effort into it. And for any show, but there's, it's just it comes and goes now, and you're not getting these long, great shows anymore.
I haven't watched BoJack Horseman yet, but I've read that it's one of the most realistic depictions of the experience of having depression, cartoon or otherwise.
It's great, and the voice actors are in that show are so on point. That is. My dad does not like to binge watch shows, but that is one show he binge watched and he loved it. So
now I have to hear this. To hear this, but I am telling you, this is an Avatar focused birthday episode. This is not a BoJack Horseman focused birthday episode.
I know.
I'm kidding.
I'm honest. I mean, because it's. Shut up. It's your birthday. It is your birthday. So are you gonna do any Avatar things later for your birthday?
Maybe I'll start watching Korra. My birthday's not until Saturday. We're recording this on Tuesday, so maybe I'll start watching Korra between now and then with Cal so that we can watch a couple episodes on my birthday. And I think we're going to get some Italian ice.
Oh, good, solid choices. Good, solid choice. I appreciate that. That's a good one to do.
Indeed.
So, I hope you have a good rest of your birthday.
Thank you so much. Thanks for calling in and talking with me about Avatar.
You're welcome. Bye, Chris.
Once again, an arbitrary moment that feels appropriate for a pause. I am so psyched to tell you about Storyworth. This is our advertiser. They advertise with us certain points of the year. They've been doing it for years, and I see feedback in our Facebook group, online, in my Instagram comments. People going, what's the story thing? I really want to get it for my dad. This is it. This is the one you've been asking me about, everybody. Buckle up. I did it with my dad. It's awesome. And my dad is a great dad. And it's funny. I think like many men of his generation, when I sit down and actually start picking his brain and talking to him, he's got so many more stories than I ever realized. And he was not a guy who sat down and vented about a ton of stuff, and doing Storyworth absolutely changed the game on that in a way that I think was really beautiful for both of us. Most Father's Day gifts end up in a drawer. Storyworth does not. It gives your dad a year-long experience, gives your family a book full of stories he'd probably never think to tell on his own. Each week, Storyworth sends him a question about his life. He responds however he wants, writing back. You can do it over the email. You can do it over the web. You can do voice recordings. This year, they have guided phone calls. There's no apps. There's no logins. There's no tech hassle. Storyworth meets your dad where he's at. That way he can just focus on telling stories, reflecting, remembering the joy of his stories from the past. You can even help pick the questions if you want. You can choose from pre-written ones, or you can write your own. You can let Storyworth create personalized questions based on his life, and you get each story as he tells it. I remember when I did it, that was so exciting. I would get my dad's stories. It would give us stuff to talk about on the phone each week. There's things I'd call him up and go, I never knew that part of that story. I never knew that story at all. It was incredible. After a year, Storyworth compiles everything, his words, photos, his life. They bind it in a beautiful hardcover book. Families have used Storyworth to create over 1 million books, and more than 50,000 five-star reviewers agree it will be a treasure your family will love. I can vouch for that personally. New this year, Storyworth has an unlimited plan. You buy it once, you can give Storyworth memoirs to friends and family all year. Plus, it comes with all their newest features and multiple full-color book copies. I'm telling you, I got 3 copies of my dad's hardcover book on my shelf. I treasure it. I'm going to keep one for myself forever. One's going to go to my son when he grows up. One's going to go to my nephew when he grows up. Those are my dad's 2 grandkids. And I think a lot about my grandparents. I do not know them in an in-depth way at this point. 3 of my grandparents, one of them died when I was 7, one died when I was in high school, 2 of them died around when I was college age. So I knew them for so long, and I still never got a chance to know their stories in an in-depth way. And I can't tell you enough. These books that Storyworth gives you are just in your dad's own words. You get his stories, and it's a reflection of who he is, and you get those stories written down for all time. It's a great, great thing. This year, give Dad a gift that captures who he really is before the stories get harder to remember. Father's Day is Sunday, June 21st. Order right now and save up to $20 at storyworth.com/beautiful. Save up to $20 at storyworth.com/beautiful. Storyworth.com/beautiful.
This is Radhi Devlukia from A Really Good Cry. A lot of wellness routines start with motivation and then somewhere between week 2 and a half-use supplement drawer. Grunes was created to make daily nutrition simpler. Instead of pills or chalky green drinks, Grunes packs over 20 essential vitamins and minerals, greens and prebiotics into a snack pack of delicious gummies. It feels approachable and not demanding. The convenient, comprehensive formula supports gut health, beauty, energy, immunity, recovery, and cognition in one daily habit. Grunes contains 6 grams of fiber, which is more than 2 cups of broccoli, and the ingredients in Grunes are backed by 35,000 research publications, which is part of what makes the formula so intentional. Grunes is vegan, gluten-free, dairy-free, nut-free, and made without artificial colors or flavors. Plus, it's methylated, so key nutrients like B12 and folate are in forms your body can actually use. It's comprehensive nutrition designed for routines you can actually stick with. Get up to 52% off with code CRY at grunes.co. That's code CRY at gruns.co. This is Radhi Devlukia from A Really Good Cry. A lot of wellness routines start with motivation and then somewhere between week 2 and a half-use supplement drawer. Grunes was created to make daily nutrition simpler. Instead of pills or chalky green drinks, Grunes packs over 20 essential vitamins and minerals, greens and prebiotics into a snack pack of delicious gummies. It feels approachable and not demanding. The convenient, comprehensive formula supports gut health, beauty, energy, immunity, recovery, and cognition in one daily habit. Grunes contains 6 grams of fiber, which is more than 2 cups of broccoli, and the ingredients in Grunes are backed by 35,000 research publications, which is part of what makes the formula so intentional. Grunes is vegan, gluten-free, dairy-free, nut-free, and made without artificial colors or flavors. Plus, it's methylated, so key nutrients like B12 and folate are in forms your body can actually use. It's comprehensive nutrition designed for routines you can actually stick with. Get up to 52% off with code CRY at gruns.co. That's code CRY at gruns.co.
Thanks to our advertisers. Now let's finish the phone call. Let's welcome our next caller to the birthday episode. We're going to do this about 20 more minutes. It should be about 4 or 5 more calls. Hello and welcome. Yes, hi.
Oh my gosh, it's me. This is crazy. Hi, Chris. Happy birthday.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to talk about this. I've been watching Avatar since it first started airing on Nickelodeon. It was such an important show to me growing up. And then during the pandemic, when we were on lockdown, that's I think when they first put it on Netflix. And I said to my husband, have you ever watched this? And he's like, no, isn't that a kid's show? I'm like, I'm about to blow your mind.
How did he like it?
I think he has, I think he has done like 3 or 4 rewatches by himself at this point.
I can't believe how many of these calls are people saying, I bonded with siblings. I bonded with, for me, it was my son. You bonded with your husband. This is a show that brings people together very consistently.
Yeah. And actually,
I wanted to talk to you about the live orchestra performance that previous caller mentioned.
Oh, did you see it?
I got tickets for my husband for our wedding anniversary. This was when they did they were doing their tour in 2024. And so we live in Brooklyn, so we actually got to see it at King's Theater. So if you've ever been to King's Theater, it's just this magnificent theater. And like, you have not wept until you have like a live performance of Leaf from the Vine playing, and everyone in the audience is just crying. And also just the absolute vibe and energy when they start playing Secret Tunnel is just unreal, and everybody is screaming.
Am I going to have to fly to the United Kingdom to see this? Am I going to have to fly?
No, I saw this in Brooklyn.
No, but right now the only dates on their calendar are in the UK. Am I going to have to go see this?
Then you might have to.
October 8th in York? Or perhaps October 9th in Sheffield?
They definitely did another U.S. tour last year. So if you don't want to fly to the UK, I feel like they'll do it again. It's just so popular. I was pregnant at the time when we went to go see the concert, and the baby was kicking like during the Secret Tunnel song.
Wow. And what character did you name the baby after? What character from Avatar?
We did not. But I do have this plush stuffy Appa that I've had forever, and we've taught him like the name, so he'll run up to it and be like, Appa. He's 16 months old now. And he'll be like, Appa, Appa. So pretty soon, I'm sure.
Cal got a stuffed plush Appa stuffy for his birthday this year, and was gosh. It's big too. It's pretty big.
I need more arms, more things to hug, right?
He's way into it. So talk to me, favorite characters, favorite moments. Nobody's talked about Jet yet. We've had very little. Uncle Iroh.
Well, Jet's not my favorite character.
Jet is one of the most layered and confusing characters in entertainment. Again, another hyperbolic thing I'll say. But this idea that teaches kids, hey, sometimes the people who are quote unquote good aren't necessarily good. And then you look at Iroh and go, some of the people that are quote unquote bad are working from the inside for the purposes of good and making a big sacrifice. This is a hard conversation for kids to wrap their heads around, but Jet and Iroh show you.
Yeah, just like the complexities of people and how people are just not what they seem. It's just so clever, the writing, and really like any age group can just bond with it. It blows my mind every time I do a rewatch as well.
I can't wait.
I
can't wait to watch it.
I can't remember exactly how old I was when it came out, but I was a preteen.
So you were watching it week to week, like setting the DVR, trying to be home? Oh, it must have been so sick. It must have been so sick.
And then like watching it as an adult and the things you pick up then, and you're just like, wow, like I didn't notice that when I was a kid, but it's definitely something that stuck with me. Probably my favorite character is Sokka, though.
Is who?
Is Sokka. Even though I love all of like, the strong female representation.
Talk to me about your love of Sokka.
He's just so charming, and he's so goofy, and he masters like the fighting style of all four elements without having any bending ability. And I just think that's amazing. Like, he doesn't let being a non-bender in this world like stop him from being a hero as well.
Now the episode shows, I actually was so blown away and was so happy to watch it with my son. The episode where he goes and meets the master swordsman who trains him.
Yes,
and if you remember, it starts with him basically saying, hey, I don't have superpowers and you all do, and I'm insecure about it. And to see this character who like kind of postures as this like cool guy alpha male be vulnerable and say like, I'm actually feeling very insecure, huge for my son to watch that. That's a huge thing. And he's like that
throughout the whole series. Like when he meets Suki and like he's trying to show that he's this big tough guy, and immediately like bows down to her, and he's like, no, wait, you have so much you can teach me. Like he shows how like you can make mistakes and still like recognize your shortcomings and grow and learn from it and like be a better person
and be the most, I would argue, probably the most traditionally masculine character on the show who's constantly expressing your insecurities. Andrea, did you hang up in the middle of the greatest conversation about Sokka? We didn't even get to the idea that at one point he doesn't flirt with Suki because he's still hung up on a girl whose spirit is trapped in the moon. And you're going to fucking hang up, Andrea. Okay, I think Andrea
Hello?
5 is... Hi, welcome to the show. Let's talk Airbender.
Oh, I didn't really want to talk about Airbender. I feel like Andrew's had enough of it, right?
What do you want to talk about?
Hello?
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. Wouldn't that be horrible? Wouldn't that be a
Birthday trick on you to be like, no more?
Andrea would, I think, hang up on you harsher than everyone else.
No. I was going to just latch on to the same thing. Like, I discovered it during the pandemic with my young children when they were looking for something to watch. Like, let's watch this together. And it became like a family bonding pandemic experience. And
How did the different kids react
where,
in different ways? What did you see amongst the children?
It's sort of interesting. My kids were a bit younger than they were 6 years younger than me. So they were, hold on, let me do the math real quick. They were like a 5 and a 9 or 8-year-old at the time.
I bet they take away or react to slightly different things in there.
Yes. So with the 5-year-old, they were just, it's lights and colors and child characters. It still reads as like child characters having adventures on the screen, and that works really well. But then the boy at the time was deep into
and also into the music, which he got way into. And he's still a musician now, and what he turned me on to at that time, there's this whole, I think it's a subgenre. I know we're old people young people have to teach us about cool stuff, but there's like lo-fi where kids just put these stock beats to music. So there's like hours of lo-fi Last Airbender music score. Have you discovered this yet?
No, I have not.
Well, your drives are about to be ruined. So you can find the Last Airbender soundtrack with these lo-fi drum machine beats underneath them that are almost barely like dance music beats, or you could also fall asleep to it. Does that make sense?
Am I going to get really into what sounds kind of like slapdash thrown together Avatar hip hop?
Yes, you're going to get into the lo-fi genre, because then you're going to discover that all of the music, like Green Day and any alternative rock, has a lo-fi version that at that time during the pandemic my kids were deep into. So by extension, how it is as a parent, you just fall deep into whatever they're into because you're along for the ride.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, I share your sentiment. I would never have looked at the visuals or the story of The Last Airbender except that children introduced me to it. So I guess before I get hung up on, it reinforces your thesis that whoever shares The Last Airbender with the person, it makes them a fan too. I mean, I guess you're onto something,
I hope, most people are going to get a kick out of this episode and maybe not even listen to the whole thing. But I hope that this leads to a few thousand people just watching this show for the first time and going, oh, they weren't kidding. There's something really special here. I'm going to watch it with my kids, or I'm going to watch it with my siblings.
Yeah. A loved one should share. Oh, and also I'm a former caller too, but I don't want to waste time on that stuff. But yeah, like a loved one should share it with you, I think is the hinge, because it is. I'm not willing to just watch something new I've never watched before. We're all jaded adults with kids, but if a kid is like, here, look at this. I mean, I missed the Bluey window because Bluey didn't exist when my kid, it wasn't like on their radar.
Yeah. Bluey's worth it. If you ever have a reason, if you're ever around like a, niece, nephew, somebody like that, and you have a reason to just stop and watch one, they're short, they're emotional, they're good, they're funny, they teach you a good lesson, they move on. It's really well written.
Yeah. That's fair. I mean, the Last Airbender didn't make me... Yeah, go ahead.
No, it didn't make you what?
Cry. It didn't make me cry, but I am an easy cry. Like, I will cry at things that now my children mock me for, but I cry at relationships in video for sure now. Like, it can hit sometimes.
And there was none of the moments in Airbender got to you?
I think because I wasn't indoctrinated into, like, serious animation. Like, even... Like, my kids got deep into One Piece and all this stuff, but live action emotional stuff will crush me every time. And even live theater, like we got to take our kids to see Hamilton, and even though we listened to the soundtrack 1,000 times, by the end, I was in tears.
Yeah, I get that. You've got 25 seconds left before Andrea ruthlessly hangs up on you.
Before she hangs up, Chris, happy birthday. You have to listen to Last Airbender lo-fi soundtracks. Have a great day, man.
I'll track it down. Thank you so much. Great to talk to you again. I will wonder which prior caller you were. I will let the internet debate it. We've got time for at least one more call about Avatar: The Last Airbender. Happy birthday to me. Welcome to the show.
Oh my gosh, is this me now?
Yeah, it's you.
This is so exciting.
That's-
Chris, I wanted to tell you that we share a birthday as well, and I also love Avatar The Last Airbender, so I'm really
May
excited to talk to
23rd.
you.
You're a May 23rd kid.
Yep.
Are you
Yep, May
also
23rd, also in New Jersey.
I got to know what part.
I live in Lawrence, in like near Princeton.
Lovely area. I mean, beautiful. Truly
I
Central
love it.
Jersey exists. That's an area that makes you realize, yes, Central Jersey is a thing. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. I don't want to talk too much about it, but I could talk about New Jersey forever. I love it. I came from New York, and I am now I love it to like a feral level. But two things. One thing I want to tell you about Avatar: The Last Airbender that's kind of adjacent is that they recently did a nail polish collaboration with this really cool brand, and the Avatar themed nail polish is so freaking cool. And I wanted you to get to see it because there's one called Avatar State that glows in the dark, and it's so sick.
They have an Avatar State glow-in-the-dark nail polish. This is amazing. Amazing.
Yeah. It's from this indie brand called Mooncat that also donates money that they get like from sales to shelter cats. So it's like best of all possible worlds. They have really cool ones that they have like a Banished Prince one that's like thermal red to black to red, and then like just really cool ones.
Oh,
they're all awesome.
Wait, it changes. The Zuko themed one changes from black to red?
Yeah, like whether your fingers are hot or cold.
That's so good. And you're helping cats.
It's
You're helping
awesome.
cats
You have
with
to
no
look
homes
it up.
along the way. Am I going to start getting?
Yep.
I don't even have
It is
fingernails on some of
so
my
fun.
fingers. God dang it. Okay,
I
love
think
it.
you
Yes.
can also get it and then just like paint it on other things, like whatever you want. It's a really fun set. And they just did it in like December, so everyone was like freaking out about it because it's so cool.
That's awesome.
And then the other thing is, I feel like a lot of people that call in would probably relate to this, but Prince Zuko, because I watched the show, it came out when I was like 13, was absolutely my first crush. And to the point that I have still in a frame, my friend like drew a picture of Prince Zuko and my mom framed it for me. And my husband and I still have it hanging in our house in a frame because it's the best show ever.
So you're an actual romantic crush on Zuko.
Oh my God. Yeah, I thought he was so great. I was in middle school and I was like, obviously, I mean, what's funny is now people that watched Avatar as kids are now the cool kids, but like when we were in middle school, we were not the cool kids.
I bet.
Yeah.
Was your crush,
So
did you
really-
like him
really-
more when he was a bad boy or more when he turned to the side of good? Did that affect the crush in any way?
Oh, the arc of turning to good, it was like everything. I think obviously oh no, never mind. I had another call coming through. I was like, oh no, I'm going to get cut off.
Well, you got 2 minutes to talk about having a crush on a cartoon character.
I think a lot of people relate to that for sure, because he's the best. But also something else I wanted to note is like as a kid, I like didn't like Katara and I didn't know why. And as an adult, I realized because I was jealous of her, and she is the best character that possibly existed in that show, especially for young
Jealousy
women.
of Katara let you feel separation from her.
Yeah, I literally was so jealous that I was like, I don't like her. Like, and now I look back and I'm like, girl, it's because you were jealous. And she is the best
goodness,
and
that's
everything
funny.
that like
She had
young women should aspire to.
Real emotional relationships with these characters that took on a variety of forms.
Truly, like my friends and I had a notebook where we would like, in middle school, where we would all like write fanfic about it and pass the notebook around and like had series. We were so into this, Chris.
This is awesome. I'm so glad to hear it.
Yeah.
You've got...
Yeah, I'm so glad that you're watching it, and I'm glad your son loves it. I think it still holds up and is
It's
an
the
incredible,
it's
incredible
the first
show.
show he got me into that I'm this into, for sure.
That's so cool. That's so, and like, I know a lot of the callers have said it too, but like, it's such a bonding show. Like, I bonded with my cousin over it and like showed it to him when he got to middle school, and still to this day, we're like, yeah, it's the greatest. So I'm so happy you're having that experience. That's really special.
Should I feel weird that I found it as a 45-year-old man?
No, because people say it's a kid show, but it's literally just it's a show about war and dealing with fascism and all that. Like, it is a show for everyone. I don't think you should feel weird.
Yeah, it's got all sorts of stuff in it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for calling up New Jersey forever.
Thank you
Enjoy
so
that
much.
peaceful stretch of Mercer County down there.
Thanks. And enjoy our co-birthday.
Happy birthday. We have time for
Happy
one
birthday.
more call. Avatar, The Last Airbender, birthday episode. I just talked with someone else who shares a birthday with me. One final call as we discuss. Nobody's talked Kyoshi Warriors, barely anything on Jet, barely anything on Ba Sing Se, all kinds of stuff to be discussed. Let's go ahead. One final call as we discuss Avatar, The Last Airbender, here on Beautiful Anonymous for my birthday episode. Hello?
No. I don't want to go.
Hi, who's this?
No.
Do you like
Sorry,
Avatar?
my son wanted to.
Yes.
Avatar's the best show, right?
Yeah, I like it.
Oh, come on.
I feel like I like it.
I
It
like
sounds
it.
like it sounds like I like it a little better than you do. I'm really into it though. Are you really into it or just kind of like so-so?
Okay, I'm a little into it.
You said you want to rewatch the whole thing. You just
No, I did not. I said I want to watch The Legend of Korra.
I'm going to watch both. I'm going to watch The Legend of Korra, then probably rewatch both of them. Who's your favorite character so far?
The Avatar.
Aang's, yeah, really good. I like Appa, though. I think Appa's really cool. If you had to be a bender, if you could be a bender,
I like
would
him
you?
a little bit.
Yeah. If you could be a bender, would you be an airbender, waterbender, earthbender, or firebender?
Firebender.
Why would you be a firebender? They're the bad guys.
Well, I like power, firepower.
That's true. I would probably be an earthbender because I think Toph is so cool. Toph is really cool.
But she's blind.
Yeah, she is blind, but I think that only makes her cooler. Because a lot of people, when they're blind, they think that's going to stop a person. And Toph said, no, that's not even going to slow me down. I'm still very powerful. I think that's so cool.
Didn't your sister say she wanted to be an earthbender?
My sister said she wanted to be an earthbender.
Oh, so you're going to be a firebender. Your sister's going to be an earthbender. I would probably pick earthbender just because I like Toph. But waterbending is also waterbending kind of looks like the most fun to me because then when you go to the beach or the pool, you can do all kinds of cool tricks.
What? Well, having those powers is not really real. Those powers don't really exist.
Yeah, no, I wish they did. Life would be a lot more fun if they did, but you're right. I have never met anybody who actually has powers. What do you think? What's your favorite fight scene in the whole show?
What did you say? Fight scene. The part where they're at the how do you say it? The big war. What was it called? Yeah, what was it called?
The last episode?
Yeah, what was it called? The one,
The islands?
Yeah, the comment. Yeah, I like the part where there was the comment.
Comment.
Oh, the comet?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that wasn't it like there was going to be the eclipse that turned off the fire powers, but then the comet was going to make the Fire Lords even more powerful. That one?
Yes, that's the one I liked.
I think that one's really good.
Yeah, when I was fighting the Fire Lord.
I also like when they show those two dragons that live in that secret area that Uncle Iroh said that he killed, but he realized they were really special, so that they're actually just hidden back there. I thought that was really cool too.
They're still alive.
I
they
know.
Said there are no more. They said there were no more dragons, but they're still alive.
They're still there because Uncle Iroh. Everyone thought he was bad. Everybody thought Uncle Iroh was bad, but he's good. He's a good guy deep down, and he just wants Zuko to succeed.
Aang and Zuko fire tricks.
That was one of the best things ever, teaching them about bending. It was really awesome. I thought those dragons were really cool, really beautiful, and I learned so much about who Uncle Iroh really was in that episode.
And the rainbow kind of thing, the one where they go inside that kind of rainbow thing.
Yeah, it's really great. How old are you? I'm about to turn 46.
I'm 6.5, almost 7.
My son just turned 7. He's the one who introduced me to Airbender. He showed me how good Avatar is. Andrea, did you really hang up on that child? Andrea, you are truly the villain of this episode. Everyone, I need to thank you for listening to the birthday episode of Beautiful Anonymous, where we talk to the fans of the 2005 Nickelodeon classic cartoon, Avatar: The Last Airbender, which is a show that means a lot to me, to talk with people from adult age all the way down to an enthusiastic 6-year-old. Thank you so much for sharing in this experiment with me on my birthday. And if there's one thing I need to do, it's apologize for the cruel, heartless hang-up techniques of Andrea Quinn, who honestly should watch The Last Airbender ASAP, both because she has to continuously hear about it through the course of this show. I think you'll genuinely like it, Andrea. But also I think a lot of the ways that it makes you grow as a person are areas that you clearly need some personal growth in. So I'll just put that out there. Thanks for listening, everybody. Thank you so much, everybody, for calling. Thank you, everybody, for talking to me about this show that I love. Thank you to everybody who sent kind birthday wishes. Been doing Beautiful Anonymous 10 years. I was a decidedly different human being 10 years ago, and you've all watched me grow for 10 years and have had discussions that have helped me grow for 10 years, and I can't thank you enough so sincerely. Thank you to Andrea Quinn for producing the show. Thank you to Shellshag for our theme music. Thank you to everybody who signed up at beautifulanonymous.com for the stuff that lives beyond the paywall. Thank you so many times over, all of you. Thank you.